everyone, and welcome back to Season 2 of the PNY Pro Podcast.
Yeah.
It feels good to be back, Jerome.
We're back, and better than ever.
Yes, and I can't wait to share what we have in store for Season 2, but most importantly, also kind of look back on Season 1, the first 10 episodes.
Right.
And it was kind of cool to see this whole idea come to life, kicking off the podcast, ordering equipment, setting it up and everything like that. But then also, too, we have 10 episodes under our belt. So
exactly.
I think in this episode, what we want to do is maybe we'll kind of reflect on Season 1.
Yeah.
And then kind of we'll go into, like, what Season 2 has to offer.
Yeah. But even before that, take a look at our brand new setup.
Yes.
If you guys haven't checked it out on YouTube, make sure you do. That's, again, if you're listening on all of the other podcast platforms. But yeah, take a look at it. It looks very different. We're switching it up. We have the blue and the orange going on in the background.
Teal and orange, you can never go wrong with that.
Exactly. We're making it look really nice, looking very clean, kind of switching things up, giving a nice, fresh look for Season 2.
Yeah, and I think it's always good to do like kind of an overhaul, kind of just like get the first 10 in, see how everything is going, and all right, what changes can we make, and kind of some feedback from you who are listening, and then the comments, we read all of that, so we greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I do like this new setup. I feel like it's a little more open and just kind of more conversation, and overall, just I think for us being on here, a little more comfy as well.
Exactly. Yeah, no, even as we were talking before, in terms of the setup, I actually like how we kind of space things out to push us a little bit further out, just to give us a little bit more depth in the background, and just make us be able to pop out from the background a little bit more. And again, we have a table in front of us now, and it's kind of everything's adjusted and well received by everyone who's kind of walked by, even as we were setting this stuff up.
And I got our first sneak peek at the set here, and the table too. What's going to be great is any products that we want to show. We're going to make sure we have some product on hand for the podcast. So again, PNY Pro on YouTube if you're more of a visual person. But again, if you just want to hear audio, that's okay too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have some more guest speakers on the podcast this season. We'll have some product in hand so we can talk about it, discuss with professionals within the industry, and then also people within PNY.
Yeah. And actually, speaking of that and kind of what's coming up into the future of the different podcasts that we're going to be doing, I know we had kind of spoke, this is a little slight teaser. We're hopefully trying to get NVIDIA on the podcast as well. That's something that I'm actually really looking forward to doing. So again, like, getting a lot of the information straight from the source is great. Also, I know GTC is coming up as well, right?
That is. Yes, that's going to be another great event. So who knows what's to come out of that event. But again, I'm sure this technology as a whole, new advancements in AI and all of that, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talk on that as well. Yeah, I'm excited to do kind of like a recap of that event, kind of like how we did with SIGGRAPH in the past. Yeah.
After the event took place, we were able to kind of talk about, what was spoken about and released at the actual event. So again, anything that's coming on, we can be able to talk to it and be able to talk to the people who are in control of a lot of these different decisions of, what product is going to be released, how this is actually working, and be able to interview them. Yeah,
and absolutely. And that, again, going back, and maybe that's a good segue here for us too, is kind of like, I guess, Season 1 is like episodes we liked, and I know we had a lot of people on the podcast, which was great. And by the way, again, let us know in the comments below, and if there's anyone or anything specific in terms of a topic you'd like us to highlight, let us know. We will try our best to get someone on, either from internally here at PNY, one of our partners or system integrators, or even, again, like you said, someone from NVIDIA. We're working on that as well. So we have a lot of great content coming up in Season 2, and I can't wait to just get those episodes going. But for this one here, I think, going back on, Season 1, so 10 episodes. Which one would you think was, like, I wouldn't say like a favorite episode, but like a product or just an overall discussion, like which one like stood out to you the most?
Yeah, I think that for me personally, I learned a lot about the IGX system through Chuck. Chuck's a great guy here at PNY. He's a funny dude as well. I think it's great because the way he was able to articulate certain points and to be able to explain what the IGX is actually good for and its main uses, the different markets that it's used for, whether that's going to be mainly in the healthcare field or, when referencing AECO. The IGX system is great in many different ways. I think that was definitely one of the different podcasts that kind of stood out to me as like, oh, I didn't know what this little box was used for. I didn't even really know too much about it. But again, I think that's one of the most important things about this podcast is not only be able to teach and learn for the people out there, but to learn for ourselves.
Yeah, because even at that time too, like it was a new product for us, and it was still kind of very fresh.
Right.
So like it's like, okay, we know we have this IGX orange system, you know, and it has Ampere card in it, but like, what is it going to do, and who's going to be the right person to use it? And to hear Chuck speak to that, and some of the technology behind it, like where the goggles where they can see in augmented reality and medical and industrial. There's so many ways to take advantage of that system. I agree 100% with you. It definitely was a great episode with Chuck.
Yeah.
And just kind of hearing the advancements where that system can take us and a new product offering for PNY. It's an awesome solution to have on hand for us.
Yeah. I think that one was a really great podcast. Even what about you?
So for me, I think all of them were great. I think I took bits and pieces from each episode, like which I know you mentioned the same thing. And yeah, IGX was a great one, but even too, just the L40S kind of going into the data center. I know I'm really hands-on with the ProViz or professional RTX cards.
Right.
So kind of hearing someone come on and talk about, you know, the L40S and data center, you know, solutions and use cases, and dive into inferencing and AI training and machine learning and all this good stuff. Again, that's another avenue of just learning above and beyond what I already know. So I know Zach was on with us, and that's his expertise here at PNY. He overlooks the data center. Then also, you know, Carl Fligger was on, and I think he was episode 2, and he went into, you know, RTX, and that's when, you know, Ada Lovelace was only 2 cards at that time, which is kind of crazy to think. We started off with 2 cards. We had the 6000 Ada generation, and then the 4000 SFF. And then later on, then episode 6 or 8, I forgot. But then yes, after SIGGRAPH, I think that one kind of holds a special place for me, just because I was able to go to the event, see the keynote. That's the first time seeing Jensen live in person and everything like that. That was a good one. Just recapping, because again now. Again, coming from just 2 cards, we now have a full stack solution. Anywhere from, you know, small form factor up to the most powerful GPU on the market, which is the 6000 Ada generation.
Right. Yeah, I think that's really important, because like be able to take different points from the different podcasts that we were able to participate in. Like it's kind of mind blowing, because again, even if I was on the outside of PNY, sometimes I don't necessarily know exactly, you know, what this card is used for, and you know, still kind of learning the process of why this card should be used for this specific market. But now I'm able to learn so many different things from these different people and these different professionals who can tell me not only why, but what this card is specifically used for. And that's really important. And even kind of to take it back to another thing that you said with the episode with Zach and the L40S, what interested me, especially in that conversation, was it wasn't just about the L40S and the specific product, but we were also talking about the AI inferencing and what it and how it works and what that whole process looks like. So I think that was great too.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing too. That's another focus for us, and especially to deliver to you, the viewer, is, you know, not so much like we definitely want to highlight products, especially, you know, new product announcements. That's always important, but also too, not so much the product itself, but again, the use cases, who it benefits, and then, okay, that person who's going to use it, again, how does it benefit them? How does it benefit their business? If they're training an AI model, what solution is going to be the best? Because again, some use cases are going to require obviously a different, you know, GPU. So not all fits all workflows in a sense. So yeah, I mean, that in itself is definitely a key feature for us in going into season 2, is, you know, trying to bring more knowledge from, you know, the people that we have on here. And we're excited for that. Another one I did like was with Willie as well, because we went into, you know, sorry, I stole your thunder.
No, that's good. But I was going to bring that one up as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was great, going over the MXM embedded solutions. Again, something a little new in a sense, but I know that's his wheelhouse of things, and just kind of hearing the whole architecture behind that. And, you know, it's not like a full-on solution. It's kind of starting off with the PCB, and then it can be actually custom built to the customer's requirements and everything like that, and the different markets that even touches. And, you know, I think coming back from a different space, coming into the professional side here at PNY, It is. It's mind blowing to see how these solutions touch different markets and the benefits behind it. You know, it's mind blowing because it's not just one avenue. It's like it's many markets, and within those markets, there's different markets.
Yeah, like
it's just
like
markets. It's mind blowing how far and how much, you know, from the professional side all the way up to the data center. And even the software such as NVIDIA Omniverse, virtual GPU, all that stuff. I think that's another one I would like to touch on more is virtual GPU.
Exactly.
And the benefits of that. So, I think every episode, as you'd agree, definitely was great. And again, it was a learning process for everyone. And I think, and I hope, you know, all of you who are listening, you know, saw value out of those, you know, first 10 episodes. And again, just looking forward to what's coming up.
I think that's great. I definitely wanted to touch on some of the Omniverse stuff because I feel like that's something that I learned, again, you know, learning it through, of course, working here, but at the same time being able to learn, speak to it from, you know, Willie's point of view or even Carl's point of view, and be able to kind of get in more and more in depth as these conversations go on and on. That was something that really kind of broadened my horizons into what PNY actually does and how the different markets that we reach out and we touch based off of all of our different products. That's a huge one. But again, even branching out into the partner side of things, I know that we had Exact on.
Puget Systems.
Yeah, we had Puget Systems as well. Those were two great podcasts that we had in the past. Are there any other partners that you may like to have on in the future?
I mean, definitely. Again, we definitely want to reach out and confirm and before we say anything. But yeah, we definitely have a few on hand. But you know, the key thing is to try to get Jensen on here one day.
Exactly.
You know, we mentioned that one episode.
That's the answer I was looking for in the back of my mind.
Jensen, you gotta join us one time if you're listening to this. But yeah, no, like I said, so I think any of our system integrators, because like you said, it's great to hear from them because you and I, we can sit here and talk all day about product and solutions and benefits and features and all of this. But then also, too, for them, like, they're actual users. Not saying that we're not. I mean, we use the system for our, you know, virtual production, everything here in-house. But they sell to, like, the masses. You know, they sell workstation, RTX-powered workstations to variety of users for someone who is just editing video to doing virtual production. I know like their main focus is media and entertainment. So like having these partners on definitely brings a value because they can kind of give us and also people listening an insight of like what the market is really looking for and how it's shifting. Because as you mentioned too, just going back to Puget, a majority of their workstations were single GPU, and I think that speaks volumes in itself because with an Ampere generation, yes, you had NVLink enabled to run multiple GPUs, but now I just feel like within the Ada generation, they're so powerful that, you know, you're getting, I don't want to say almost double, like dual GPU performance in a single GPU, but like I feel like we can get there if not sooner than later.
Exactly.
Again, going back to 6000 Ada, 48 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. It's a powerhouse GPU, and I mean, obviously we can only go up from here. What's next? I don't know, but I can't wait to see.
Exactly. Yeah, we're taking advantage of the different products that, you know, NVIDIA and PNY is kind of tying together to create. I think it's really important to be able to reach out and have this specific benefit from all of our different partners, I should say, because I feel like we're able to highlight them in a way that we learn so much, even just talking to them by ourselves, you know, when we're able to say like, okay, well, what is Puget and what do they actually do? And how do our graphics cards actually tie into, you know, what they do as a whole? So I feel like
workstations and such.
I feel like it's really important to be able to touch different partners and have these conversations and just to be able to bring that knowledge to the masses in a different way.
Yeah. So if you're not already, you know, make sure you're liking and subscribing, whatever you need to do, because again, we will have some partners on here. We don't want to spoil it right now. So
and definitely
he's trying to make me spoil it. Over
here. I'm trying to ruin it now. But yeah, definitely comment down below if you can. You know, let us know what partners you would like to see on this podcast, and even if you are a partner and you're listening, maybe you know we can reach out as well, and you know we can always
see what happens.
See what happens.
Yeah, and I think even too, like one episode, I definitely, I guess, kind of segueing into, season 2 is definitely again have some people from NVIDIA on, maybe hit on some, Omniverse, some vGPU. Right. Yeah, and another episode I definitely want to highlight the A800. It was another product that was launched after season 1 ended. Again, we took a little bit of break to organize the room and kind of change things up for season 2 for y'all. So again, if you're, not watching or you're more visual, check us out on YouTube. Yeah. But then, again, we'll definitely have some SIs on. We'll have NVIDIA on for sure. And then highlight some new products.
Yeah. I look forward to it.
So, Jerome, that leads me to ask, what are you looking forward to in season 2?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to covering the NVIDIA A800. I think that's the 40 gigabyte active one, right?
Yeah, that was launched right after season 1. So a new product that we get to cover in season 2.
Yeah, I would love to learn a little bit more about that, as well as some data center stuff. I really want to actually get into a little bit more of the AI and inferencing and all of that on the data center side. I think that's something that actually really interests me as well.
Yeah. So again, I think in season 2, where we have a great lineup. We're going to have some really good industry experts on the podcast for us, and we can't wait to share all that knowledge with you. As we stated earlier, season 2, we really want to focus bringing more value to you, the listener, and whether it's someone internally or someone from NVIDIA or SIs and partners and such. So we are excited to kick it off, and this is our first episode. Just to,
it's nice.
It's good to go and look back at what we accomplished and what we did in season 1, and now kind of start planning for the future.
Yeah, because I feel like this is a really nice, pretty relaxed episode, so to speak, because I know, again, for the most part, our other episodes are very, again, product-focused. We're very on point, sometimes we'll have, like, some bullet points of things that we really want to cover and have some descriptions and stuff like that. But, again, it's nice to be able to have this break and kind of just go back and really just plan for the future and just look back on what happened in the past and be able to work from there.
Absolutely. Well, I think that wraps up episode 1 of season 2. We're so excited. And again, if there's any topic or anyone you think we should have on the podcast, please let us know. We will do anything possible to try to make it happen for you. If it's not in season 2 for some reason, we'll even look at it in season 3. So we have a running list of topics and ideas, and all your feedback really helps us out.
Yeah, greatly appreciated.
So with that said, Jerome, where can they find us?
Yeah, so you can find us at all of our social media platforms at PNY Pro, or you can listen to us on YouTube as well as your favorite podcasting platforms.
Great. Well, that wraps up episode 1 of season 2, and we'll see you in the next episode.
All right, take care.